Oh, yeah. Hey, that's as good as anything we caught on Okeechobee, isn't it?
And we've only been out here 5 minutes.
Today, folks, we're fishing with Bobby Uhrig of the MegaStrike fame. And I promised Bobby 2 months ago that we're going to come down to Florida and catch some big bass. And so we went down to Lake Okeechobee. And unfortunately, the lake was so low on Lake Okeechobee that we didn't catch any big bass. Now here, I said, well, come on behind my house. And we're right here in Naples, Florida. And I said, not only can we catch nice big bass like this, but son, we'll catch some snook and some tarpon today, too. So what do you think about Florida now?
Well, after 5 minutes of being here, I love this place. Let me tell you, we went out yesterday with the kids with the airboat, and let me tell you, they were out fishing, and they just had a blast.
We caught Oscars, we saw alligators, we caught little bass. We just had a ball on the airboat.
Let me tell you, for a tourist, you know, I live up in New Jersey, and we don't have anything like that up here. And let me tell you, you come down here, it's a whole new world. And for the kids to come down here and see something like alligators and, you know, all the different types of animals that are down here, it's really good.
But anyway, 2 months ago, Bobby and I caught a bunch of bass on Lake Okeechobee. Nothing much, I don't even think this big.
No,
you know, they were just small fish.
That water was way down.
And we were mainly using plastics. We were using, I just used, the one I just caught was on a Cinco worm. In fact, you could hand me that Cinco worm. And we were using a little MegaStrike. Bobby makes the MegaStrike, and we'll just start off and just show you real quick Bobby's secret formula. He created this, and you tell me what we need to do.
Well, what you do, it's an amino acid-based fish attractant that I worked actually 9.5 years on.
Okay.
And you just take a little dab, that much, and you can apply it onto any bait. Unlike the sprays that wash off, you just take a little dab, and that's on there. And that'll last on there for about a half hour. And when the fish grab onto those baits, they just swallow them. They never let them go. You catch a lot more fish with them.
Okay, folks, so then the secret of a Cinco is a slow retrieve. Find a little patch of grass or a little point or a dock or some little rock and just throw the Cinco in there. Just do a slow retrieve and just watch your line. Be a line watcher. I'm using a Power Pro line, that's that yellow line with a leader. And as soon as I get a strike, you'll see that line jump a little bit. You have to really be observant. Now, I wear good polarized sunglasses. It's early in the morning right now, but I'll use the glasses as well. And that gives me good vision. So anyway, we're gonna try throwing some topwater for some big snook. We might even catch a big tarpon. There's all kind of fish in this canal. This is half saltwater and half freshwater, but there's plenty of bass, there's plenty of everything.
Hey, Roland, you know, it's really difficult, you know, bringing rods on a jet to fly down here and stuff. And I just noticed that I was using this Roland Martin tournament grade rod. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what you got developed here?
You know, these are medium priced rods. These are priced well below $100. And they're high quality rods. They have, you know, Fuji guides, and they have good species cork handles, and they have, you know, good solid tip, carbaloid tips. For the nice thing about that tip won't come apart. That's a carbaloid tip. It's real good for like when you're cranking and you're all hung up at the bottom. You can take that tip and jab it down, and the insert won't come out. So that's why we use carbaloid tips. And even on the spinning rods, we have good high species cork, and we have the Fuji handles and the Fuji guides and the carbaloid tip top. So, you know, it's a quality rod for well less than $100. How can you beat that?
You know, one thing, Roland, I gotta say is that Gary Yamamoto really made that Senko. Hold on. I got a good one, Roland. What you got? Yeah, that's one of the better ones, Roland.
Oh yeah, that's a good fish. There's a lot of 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 pound bass in this canal. That's one of them right there.
There he comes. There we go. There's a good fish. Gary Yamamoto Senko. Attaboy. That's a good fish, Roland.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a good fish right there. Hey, Roland, I noticed that fish you caught before was Texas rigged. And what I do is I wacky rig it. I seem to catch more fish wacky rigging it. How I do it, I just take that Gamakatsu hook and you just put it right behind that egg sac there. So it's got a good balance to it. You take a little bit of MegaStrike, you just make just a little dab. Put it on, rub it all through that bait. And you're good to go.
There's one, there's one. There's a snook, son. There's a snook. Hey, there we go. Man, did he ever run.
Man, did he run.
That was something else. Look at him jump. Oh, son, that's a big snook. Yes, sir.
Roland, did they school?
Huh? Yeah, there's more than one here. There's snook all over the place. Yeah, well, that's a nice one. That's 5 or 6 or 7 pounds. Look at that guy. Boy, did he ever jump high. I don't think we saw it right off the bat. But look, this is the thing about these freshwater places. These snook come in here. I don't know how they get in here, but they sure get in here. All right, go and look at him go.
Man, is he pulling?
Oh, he's got to come around the back here, Bobby.
Come on up. Oh, coming
He's
up.
a big fish. I'm telling you, folks, this is what it's all about down here in South Florida. You don't know whether you're going to get a bass, a tarpon, or a big snook. Look at that thing. That's a big saltwater snook. But he's up in the freshwater, and he's hit a little jerk bait. Been throwing, mainly they hit topwater, but for whatever reason, I switched to a little jerk bait deal. But anyway.
Boy, he slammed it too.
Yeah, I know, he really jumped hard. He's not real big. Now, I've caught him in here 20 pounds. This one's only 5 or 6 pounds. And he's not near as big. And it's closed season for him. So what I have to do is be careful of them. In fact, what I'm gonna do, here's what I'm gonna do. Rather than even take them out of the water, the state of Florida during the closed season for snook would prefer you not even to lift them out of the water. The new laws say don't bring them up for photographs because if it's closed season, they don't want you to do that. So what I'm going to try to do is be real lawful. I'm going to estimate him as I can cheat a little bit if I don't actually weigh him, can I, Bobby?
Absolutely.
I'll say he's 6 pounds. Okay. Get the hook right here. Lift him up. There he goes. Never touched him. Okay. Well, I'm going back to that topwater plug because that topwater was the main deal. The Spro lure, this is the Spro dog, the standard bass size. In gold, and any color will work as long as it's gold. No, just kidding. Any color will work. And the snook are all out in this lake. And you don't know when you're going to get one. Right out in the middle. I just was casting right out in the middle there. And they're all over the place. And there's tarpon here too. Oh, there was a tarpon right there. I just saw him roll. So there's a good chance of catching a 10, 15, 20 pound tarpon. But we've already caught some 4 or 5 pound bass today. What the heck?
Try to get the grand slam.
Yeah. Yeah, I was, old Tom Yarborough, one of my fishing buddies down there in the Keys, he came up here last year and he was standing on my dock. He said, "What'd you catch, Roland?" I said, "I got the Grand Slam." He said, "What's the Grand Slam in Naples?" I said, "The Grand Slam was today I caught a 6 pound largemouth, a 6 pound snook, and a 6 pound tarpon." That's the Grand Slam. But they get bigger than that. I've caught bass in here 9 pounds, and I've caught snook in here 20 pounds.